Helen Drobnis, Betsy Desir-Jean, welcome to my living room.
Hi, Lisa Marie.
Hi, Lisa. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, well, I have to admit, I'm not in my living room today. I'm at my office as we're slowly trying to get back to business here. So I probably have to rethink the name of this series, but we're still in a modified lockdown, so I still want to document everyone's plight as they return to this new normal. So Helen, I want to hear from you first. How have you navigated during this 4-month period of time?
It's been interesting. I mean, we as an organization have been changing and changing and changing. Personally, I moved my office in my house about 4 different times since I started. So it's been, one thing after another. I kicked my husband out. This is his office, really. And I sort of just moved my desk in here. So we'll see. But it's very interesting times. Everybody keeps saying can't wait to get back. I'm not sure we're ever really getting back to normal. So,
Yeah.
but this is normal, or it'll be normal, or will evolve to normal. But we're looking forward to whatever that is, right?
Yeah.
The challenge.
Betsy, how about you?
Same. I'm just trying to get used to this new normal, so to speak. Just dealing with the daily ins and outs of everything. We've had to change a few things, administratively in regards to how our case managers are working and everything like that. So, and just trying to provide them support on a manager's end, away, not in the office. So it's just been a little different, but managing as much as we can.
Yeah. Tell me, what is the mission of Easterseals?
So Easterseals, New Jersey is a fantastic organization. So we are here to, we work with program participants with disabilities and special needs, and we provide them support and opportunities so that way they're able to live, work, play, and just enjoy their environment. Yeah.
That's so sweet. So Helen, I mean, this pandemic, it's been such a trying time for everyone, but I can't imagine living with a disability and helping people in that community navigate this.
Well, taking care of people is what we do. So through this whole thing, it's just been one tough decision after another. I mean, vulnerable populations who need socialization or work opportunities, but need to stay safe, and we're really need to keep everybody safe, our staff and our consumers or our program participants. And it's tough. It's a lot of hard decisions. I mean, the state closed down 2 of our really big programs. So employment and our day programs are closed, and people are at home, and our staff is touching base with them every day. But, we furloughed a lot of people, and then we ended up having to lay them off because we just didn't have the money to sustain that. And, no money, no mission. We have to watch out for our programs and our people. It's really tough, and it's our folks are really stepping up. We have two whole businesses. One is for intellectually developmentally disabled, and the other is for mental health. So on the developmentally disabled side, that's where all the services mostly were cut. Mental health, we have residential and outreach programs that those guys have been out there every single day dealing, delivering food and picking up medication, and touching base and making sure everybody is safe and has what they need. So, I mean, Betsy does it every day, so she knows.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you, Betsy, how did this change your process? You really couldn't be face to face with people. So I'm assuming it was a lot of calls like this or just over the phone.
Yeah, so it was a little bit of both. We definitely just tried to make sure that we practiced the new social distancing guidelines and everything that was in need. In the beginning, specifically, we were doing a lot of just essential needs, for the consumers in regards to, like Helen said, picking up medication or food for them, and then getting used to using technology. So whether it was phone or a Zoom call or whatever it may be. And so that was very different, especially for our program participants.
So the good news, I guess, to come from all of this, and in my business, I tell people all the time, everybody has gotten to know how to use softwares like we're on right now, Zoom. Obviously, with dealing with mental health patients, the person-to-person interaction is super important, but people have learned that this can be an effective tool as well. I mean, do you find, Betsy, that maybe you could even help more people in a given day because of tools like this?
100%. We have some program participants who sometimes don't want to meet with us, face to face, whatever reason. And we're noticing that, some of those program participants are willing to meet with us over the phone and are willing to stay longer because, we're doing something that's comfortable for them.
Yeah.
So we're even going to push to see if that's something that we can keep in the near future when this whole pandemic is over. So that way we're able to outreach those who prefer this method.
Helen, so I have a question because we actually came together today because of the IIM Essential video series that you put together featuring some of your workers, I guess, talking about how your frontline workers kept working during the COVID-19 pandemic. Talk to me about that video series and how it came to be.
Honestly, we were doing touch bases with everybody in the beginning. We would have leadership meetings or touch base with all of the services, and we were hearing remarkable stories about how people were doing drive-bys, and the things that they were doing just to make sure that people were taken care of, because again, we take care of people. That's what we do, and we want to make sure everybody's safe, and we worry about everybody. So there was a lot to be done. People were scared in the beginning. They didn't know what to do. Nobody knew how contagious it was. And so we did our best to make sure everybody felt safe and had what they needed to get done. And when you listen to all these stories, our marketing department just ran with it, and they started doing the interviews, and it was just one after another. And it's both sides of the house. I mean, Betsy still goes out to the houses, but on the DD side, these folks are not really good at Zoom calls, and some of them live in group homes, and some of them live with elderly parents who don't have even internet in their house. So it's hard to even touch base. So these guys were going out, knocking on their doors, making sure that they had what they need to they were going food shopping, and they were stopping and dropping food off at their houses too. And it's just remarkable. The people that work for us are really, I know heroes is a way overused term now, but they really are just, to me, heroes of taking care of people,
Yeah. Betsy, I didn't see your story up there though.
No, mine wasn't personally, but some of the case managers that we work with directly, a few of them actually recorded and put their stories up. So I'm definitely glad that they were able to get them out there. So like Helen was saying, it was just a way for us to highlight, it was a way to highlight our stories and our staff and what we're doing during this pandemic. And unfortunately, our names aren't always mentioned when essential workers are mentioned. So it was a great way to say that, we are essential, and we're out there doing everything that we can to help support our program participants.
Yeah. So Helen, I know that there's a lot of people that lost their jobs, as we talked about, and fundraising must be very difficult right now. How are you pivoting to the times, to make sure that you have the funds to in your programs?
There's lots of ways. We're doing a lot of grants, but one thing we did was we have a spring event every year, so we're making it virtual. So we have a Play with Purpose event, and we're asking people to make a small donation, a $25 donation, and do something physical outside, because I don't know about you, but I sit all day. I've been on Zoom calls since 10 o'clock this morning. Yeah. So I'm up to challenge my friends to do something physical, and I think it's a really good idea. So if people wanted to help us do that, they could visit our website at eastersealsnj.org and get more information about it.
Love it. And you serve all of New Jersey?
All of New Jersey, all 21 counties, everything. Yeah, not every service in every county, but yes. So
yeah. No, that's great. Last weekend, we produced a virtual gala for another charitable organization in New Jersey, Alzheimer's New Jersey. Mm-hmm. You might be familiar with them. So we put together a half-hour, actually, television show, and it aired on News 12 Plus.
Nice.
Yeah, so I feel like charities all over are just trying to figure out, because their galas and events are getting canceled, you still have to raise awareness and money. So there's a lot of creativity going on, which in my opinion, is good. You know,
Yeah.
creativity is always good.
It's you have to be able to change. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's funny. I was just talking to somebody a few minutes ago before this, our marketing director, and I said to her, when I told you, I hired you, I told you the one thing you could be certain of is that we will be changing, and that has been the consistent theme throughout. And it's one thing or another, and this is just one more thing, and I'm sure that we'll be a better organization for it. We're going to figure out, you know, how to do things in a more efficient way to be able to serve more people. I mean, there are things that are difficult. We had no camp this summer. We have a camp in Hackettstown for adults with disabilities, mostly physical disabilities, but that camp just couldn't be open. There was no way to social distance there, and that's it. We have challenges with transportation we have to solve now, and social distancing and programs, and you know, transportation in Betsy's program, she's taking people in a car and taking them somewhere to do an outing or something. That's not going to work anymore. You can't have, you know, 12 people in a van anymore.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of challenges, but I think we're up to the task, and I'm sure that people care about this and that they will support us. I feel like the state knows what we're up against, and they will help us.
Yeah. Well, give your website one more time for our viewers.
Eastersealsnj.org.
Great. It was so nice meeting you.
You
Thank
too.
you
Thank
for
you so much.
continuing doing what you were doing. It's very important work. You are very essential. And I look forward to meeting you in person one day.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.